qu'on sortait quand on était jeunes. Et puis d'ailleurs, faut pas dire ça à mes parents. Merde, ils savent pas. Ça c'est vrai en plus. On coupe ça. Fuck les smoothies.
Nous on mange des chips et on boit des bières, désolé.
En fait, j'adore surfer. Et c'est vrai que surfer tout seul, c'est cool. Mais en vrai, surfer avec les amis, c'est 10 fois mieux.
When I go out in the ocean, there are many emotions. To sum up in a word, it's love.
Yeah, definitely now in the water, there's a few more girls. It's getting better. The more, the better.
Et quand est-ce qu'on arrive? Il reste combien de temps? Du coup, le thème du film, c'est l'or qui mange, non?
When Laura first mentioned this project, I loved it straight away, the idea, just because it was thought by a woman for other women.
It's incredible that I'm going to be able to go on a trip with like 6 different girls that we all have the same love and the same passion.
Not that men are not included, obviously. There's a cameraman right there. but it really feels like something to uplift women within their lives, which is pretty cool. I really like that.
This is Byron Bay, where surfing took me and where I've lived for 12 years now. This is where I found the waves I wanted to surf every day of my life. It took me years to reach this goal, but I've always dreamt to be a surfer, so little by little I've managed to organize my life around it. Today, I design technical surf suits for women so they feel comfortable and confident while surfing. Living in Australia made me understand that the surf culture is anchored in the population's lifestyle for decades, and women have been surfing for more than a century. Surfing changes across the world, yet not at the same speed, and that's especially true within the female community. In Europe, the surf culture is a bit younger. Between countries and from a region to another, cultural rules are different. With this, the place of women in the water also varies. But codes change, and I wanted to meet some of these women that dedicate their lives to surfing and maybe inspire more to come and join us in the water, in confidence, knowing that there is a strong community awaiting. Today, I return to my roots where it all began, the Basque Country in France. It is a dream place in the southwest, where I grew up between mountains and the sea, and I fell in love with the ocean. I am about to meet with my friends Estelle, Paola, Andrea, Ria and Ines. I'll road trip from France to Spain and finish the journey in Portugal. They are teachers, photographers, mothers, artists, and like me, they've shaped their everyday lives around surfing. Being back here is a good excuse to recharge on culture and gastronomy. The Basque Country is one of the richest cultural places on earth, and the Saint-Jean-de-Luz market is the perfect display of traditional foods, from fresh fruits and vegetables to hundreds of smelly cheeses. J'aimerais, si on pouvait, on les goûterait tous un à un. Ils ont vraiment de tout, quoi. I could talk about food for hours, but it's time to visit one of my very good friends, Estelle. We've met in the water, and we've always kept in touch in spite of the distance. She lives right above her local break, and she's probably the most surf-addicted person I know.
Laure, c'est une de mes premières super copines de surf. On est devenues très amies. Elle m'a dit, voilà, j'ai un projet et j'aimerais bien que tu participes. Alors là, j'étais là, mais quoi? Mais ça va pas la tête. Il y a des tas de filles qui surfent mieux que moi, qui sont sur aucun réseau. Voilà, je suis pas dans le système, en fait. Et puis elle m'a dit, mais si, mais carrément, c'est un profil différent. Tu représentes une autre catégorie de surfeuses.
Estelle has to be part of this trip. She's a superhero for me. She's a wife, a mother of two, a full-time school teacher, and she still manages to surf every day.
C'est genre 0,8 avec 18 de période. Donc ça veut dire
18 de période.
Non, ça veut dire que tu as ton entraîneur.
Being back in Europe reminds me of the fact that surfing here can be trickier. Weather conditions can be a bit more unstable, so sessions are more rare. But that's why they're also so precious.
Je me suis mise au surf vers 18 ans, je pense, le surf. On n'est pas tout de suite dans le plaisir, en fait, quand on apprend à surfer. En fait, au départ, la balance effort-plaisir, on fait beaucoup d'efforts pour peu de plaisir. Et puis après, ça s'équilibre. Et puis après, ça bascule. C'est-à-dire que moi, j'ai plus l'impression de faire aucun effort. Et j'ai l'impression d'être que dans le plaisir. Bon, le métier de professeur est un métier qui laisse du temps, c'est-à-dire qu'il y a les heures qu'on fait devant les élèves, après il y a tout mon temps de préparation, de correction de copies, et ce temps-là, en fait, je le place en fonction du temps que je réserve au surf. Je sors d'une session, mais j'ai une patience sans limite. Je suis hyper zen, hyper détendue. On simule, là, on arrive devant la mer et on commente la mer et on dit « Oh, il y a des beaux rouleaux aujourd'hui !» Mes enfants, ils vont se dire oh, « Mais quelle menteuse !» genre la meuf, elle est tout le temps hyper détendue. Non, je ne suis pas tout le temps hyper détendue, mais par contre, après le surf, je suis détendue. Et ça peut durer quand même un certain temps, plusieurs heures, oui. Les conséquences d'arriver à surfer souvent régulièrement, c'est qu'après, je me retrouve un peu en panique pour gérer tout le reste quand même. Donc je cours toute la journée. Je ne peux pas aller à un rendez-vous médical s'il y a des belles vagues, c'est pas possible. Donc j'en ai annulé, c'était moche, c'était pas correct. Quand il faut les prendre, je les prends toujours avec mon calendrier des marées et je ne prends des rendez-vous qu'à marée haute. Je trouve que la période la plus difficile, c'était quand les enfants étaient petits. Et là, on s'est pas mal disputé avec Loïc pour savoir qui allait surfer. Qui va surfer avant que le vent tourne? Qui va surfer avant que ce soit trop haut? Ils ont quand même regardé Harry Potter, le film le plus long qui existe, de nombreuses fois, j'avoue. Oui, si c'est 4 heures, ça on se refait un petit remontant. Bon. Non, mais de toute façon, fin du descendant, c'est sûr, c'est nul. Sauf s'il y a l'inside qui se met.
Non, mais on attend. Attends, mais il faut qu'on fasse le sac là.
Oui, on va faire les sacs et on verra après. Allez, on verra après. Donc, j'ai replié l'arrière. Oui, ouais. Si ça vole à l'arrière, ça peut. Ouais. Ah.
And I want you to know that. See, I want you to feel it too. Woo-hoo. So just listen to me, baby. Can't stop me now. Hear what I say. My feet want to move.
Well, surfing has always dictated my life a lot because I don't remember not doing it. In Portugal, there's a reason why a lot of people shortboard. It is true that the waves are quite good for it. So me, when I surf very different boards that need different conditions, I struggle a bit. So I end up surfing a little bit less. That's when I pack my bags and I go somewhere else. And it's just a vicious cycle.
Je suis complètement obsédée par le surf. C'est ce que je fais tous les jours. C'est ce dont j'ai besoin pour être heureuse. C'est horrible de dire ça peut-être, ou peut-être que c'est encore plus beau de dire ça. Parce que c'est une drogue qui est saine.
The ocean can cure in many ways. Maybe that day you fell down, or just you're sick because, I don't know, you have a flu, and then you go surfing and you feel better.
Once you start surfing, it just becomes a part of you. It's just like your everyday thought. How are the waves? Is it gonna be good in the morning? Is it gonna be good in the afternoon? Oh, tomorrow is gonna be good at 6 a.m. Then I'm not going out tonight.
On trouve notre équilibre dans la pratique, dans ce temps qu'on passe à l'océan. C'est un moment où il n'y a pas de téléphone, il n'y a pas de rendez-vous, il n'y a pas d'obligation. Ou si tu les as, en fait, quand tu es dans l'eau, tu n'y penses pas. Et il y a un truc que j'aime vraiment dans le surf, c'est qu'il n'y a pas d'âge, il n'y a pas de statut social. En fait, on ne sait même pas ce que font les gens dans la vie et on s'en fout.
À la fin d'une bonne vague, moi, je crie de joie, quoi. Et ça, c'est pas calculé. J'ai envie de crier de joie. Et dans la vie, il n'y a pas énormément de situations où on a envie de crier de joie, quand même. Moi, je surfe, voilà. Je regarde pas des vidéos, tout ça, je m'en fiche. Je vais pas voir des compétitions non plus, ça m'intéresse pas du tout. Moi, ce que j'aime, c'est être dans l'eau et surfer. Et Laure, c'est une des premières filles où je me suis dit, oh, qu'est-ce que ça peut être beau, quoi.
Je me suis retrouvée dans le longboard classique parce que c'est un longboard qui est beaucoup plus dans la grâce, dans l'esthétique, dans le style que pouvait l'être à l'époque le longboard plus performance qu'on voyait encore dans les médias où on essayait presque, les gens essayaient de faire du shortboard sur une grande planche. Et moi, quand je suis arrivée en Australie et qu'il y avait beaucoup de gens qui surfaient des vieilles planches et que l'idée c'était vraiment plus de trimer sur une vague où tu essaies juste de faire de la glisse, de le vivre et pas juste de faire des turns dans tous les sens.
When I moved to Australia, I started seeing that some surfers smiled, which for me, this sounds ridiculous, but this for me was new. And it took me a while to understand what they had all in common, and it was the longboard. They were longboarders. And eventually, I was still a bit close-minded, and it took me a while to say yes to try longboarding. But when I did, it was like this new world of surfing.
The words can describe many things, and to rip or tear apart a wave is to destroy it. I don't want to destroy anything. Surfing doesn't have to be so complicated. It's not about so many tricks. It's about trimming and gliding.
I'm a very visual person, so I love to do it, but I also love to just be outside and looking at it. You know, when there's so many people in the water surfing good longboarding, it's beautiful to watch.
The beauty of the surfing and the beauty that a woman can give to the ocean is it's amazing. The result can be amazing when you put love into it.
The waves are rolling high, it's just for me and you. Ooh, we're just a pinprick looking down from a window in our minds. I get this feeling that we're gonna be alright.
We are finally on the road to Cantabria, a beautiful and wild part of the Spanish coastline. But on the way, we'll make a stop in San Sebastian, one of the most emblematic cities of the Basque Country. Here lives Paula, a very talented surf photographer who loves the curves and the aesthetic that women bring to the board. She has so much to say and I can't wait to take her on the road trip with us.
Welcome home.
That is so beautiful. Seriously, I can't believe.
With my photography or with what I do, I can bring a little bit of the woman side of the sport, and that's my favorite part. I just like to be able to put my view of the surf that I think is completely different to a man. We see it differently. I'm not saying that we see it better or worse, it's just different because we don't want to just capture the wave, we want to capture the femininity. Well, when I'm shooting in the water, what I always try is to be outside the water, see the waves, see how the waves are working, where is it breaking, where is the surfer catching a wave, and as soon as I see that, then I decide. Then I'm like, okay, I want to be there, I want to be there, I want to take that photo, I want to take that angle. Every detail counts in a photo. The movement of the arms, the movement of like how they cross, like. And I always want to get too close, which is a little bit tricky, but I just love it because I think like you get the best photo when you get like water splash on you or like just the surfboard turning in front of the camera. I'm really happy. Yeah, I love this type of photos. I mean, I wish she was more focused, but that's pretty hard. It's not perfect, but imperfect is good as well. So I can't tell you right now what surf showed me, but what I can tell you is that the person that I am now is way better than the person that I used to be.
Spain is really dear to me. There is a growing surf community on the coast and more women are taking on longboarding. My friend Andrea teaches surfing in Cantabria. Having her show us her local breaks and favorite tapas bars is the best.
I'm still thinking about it. I'm checking the tides.
It's been made in your belly.
Yeah.
Guess what we're talking about?
Real ladies fart and shit.
Oh, there you go. Ça me dégoûte grave en vrai. Imagine, tu les vois flotter à côté.
En vrai, c'est pas évident.
No! It's gonna be good. C'est tellement lisse.
J'ai des étoiles dans les yeux.
Incroyable. That's the word of the session. Incroyable. To be alone in here. You don't need perfect waves. You need a perfect moment.
Ça fait longtemps que je voulais surfer ici en plus moi.
Ah ouais?
Ouais.
Pourquoi?
Parce que je suis déjà venue et chaque fois c'est on regarde d'en haut mais il n'y a pas de vague quoi.
Ouais.
Et là,
c'est pas facile de le trouver bien
Ouais.
cet spot. C'est toujours comme une promise.
ouais.
De...
Andrea is a free soul. She's the essence of what it is to be a surfer and it's so beautiful to watch. She's fearless, passionate and humble. A raw gem and a true inspiration for us all. She literally did everything she could to live closer to some of the best waves in Spain.
What I love about being a surf instructor is that I can share my passion about the ocean with many kinds of people. The ocean, it recharges you, and maybe it has no purpose, but I mean, being good is a great purpose in life, isn't it? So far, I live where the waves are with my little van. I like to keep things simple. I don't know how to say it, but I wanted to live closer to nature. If there is something like that you want to believe, it's just that everything that surrounds you is giving you shelter. And then once you believe into nature, you feel protected everywhere, and home is everywhere. And you know, you can do cheese with the fig. I believe in respecting a place and loving it and giving back. And this, then, if you put, imagine, soya milk, and you put some of this, it will make a yogurt. Dori, puedes salir, anda, vamos. When I go out in the ocean, there are many emotions. To sum up in a word, it's love. I'm in love. And it's also poetry. It's like, for me, there are no boundaries. And I truly mean it. It's just, I feel like there are no boundaries in between my skin and the skin of the ocean. Sometimes when I look at the surface, it's like the snake skin, I call it. And I feel like we are family. And it's where I recharge as well. It's where I feel like I am myself, truly myself, for the good and for the bad too. It has been a mirror to realize how sometimes I am very aggressive, maybe, or sometimes I take myself too seriously, and the ocean has told me that as well, like, don't take it so seriously, just let go. And yeah, that's how I feel. I can see myself and relax. My next step, I've been working, for 2 years in this van, and I've been putting so much energy into it. And I had many problems, okay? It's not a fairy tale. This winter, I just want to surf. So I want to put time on becoming better at powerful waves. Yeah, I love powerful waves. I'm still scared of it, but that's my project in a short time, like this winter.
Chaleur. Bon, c'est un peu passé de... C'était tout mou à ça ferme. Merci les gros coefs. On est passé de trop haut à plein bas, en fait, à trop bas en 4 secondes et demie. Par contre, ce qui était trop cool, c'est qu'on était que toutes les trois. Ça, c'était trop chouette. Oh, pardon.
Dori, ya la has liado, eh.
Lo siento, Dora.
C'est toi qui es toujours
Ouais, le problème, ouais. Et merci, tu nous as montré des purs endroits.
Merci.
Grâce à toi,
The forecast was about to change, so we enjoyed Cantabria to the very last moment. It's always a bit sad to leave friends behind. We don't know when and where we will see each other again. I think that's why I keep smiling when I'm in the water. I think it must be because when I'm in the water with my friends, I'm sure that I'm at the right place with the right people. Oui, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Soleil.
C'est hyper fort.
Oh sole mio. Je sais pas pourquoi j'ai chanté ça. 1 out of 25. Action.
Her smile, huge smile in any way. And I said, wow, who's this girl? Her level is impressive. It makes me do new things and try new things.
We became friends and we started shooting, and I swear, I don't think I have a single photo of Laura that she's not screaming and like laughing, always.
Mega shaka? Mini shaka? No more shaka.
Je l'ai admirée, j'aimais bien son engagement, parce qu'elle était quand même assez engagée. Elle n'avait pas peur d'aller à l'intérieur, au milieu des garçons, même si elle était en longboard. Et aussi, j'adorais parce qu'elle était toujours hyper gaie, hyper joyeuse, toujours le sourire.
She really pretty much embodies what I was explaining before of the smile, and I think everyone knows that.
I like women surfing because many times we are just hooting each other, and I have this happy feeling, being happy for your friends' waves. Then I surf twice. I surf my wave, but I surf my friend's wave.
Quand j'ai commencé, il n'y avait aucune fille en fait. Petit à petit, ça s'est développé. On a été quelques-unes, mais ça restait quand même une minorité. Et puis aujourd'hui, j'ai plein de copines avec qui surfer.
Definitely now in the water, there's a few more girls. It's getting better. The more, the better. We are definitely showing little by little that we can do exactly the same as men and do it in a different way.
On s'aide à dépasser nos limites, on s'encourage. C'est un état d'esprit super positif et de partage entre filles très riche. Et ça crée des liens très forts très vite.
Where the bird is, because of it,
We knew the surf report wouldn't be the best, but I really wanted to visit Ines and Ria. Two young Portuguese surfers at the forefront of their time with strong beliefs and the will to change things. They are very inspiring as they truly embody their values.
It's not easy to be a woman, period. It's amazing, it's beautiful. I love to be a woman, but it's not easy. We feel like we need to be in a certain way, that we need to look a certain way. There's definitely a change happening, but there's still a lot to be done. In Portugal, surfing as a woman, you really had to act as a man. And if I wanted to be in the peak getting the best waves, I had to look very, you know, especially if we were trying to get the good ones. Like at that time I was a good showboarder and I wanted the good ones too. I just feel like we constantly have to prove ourselves. But man, we're fucking good at it too. Like there's amazing women out there doing amazing things and we don't need our butts to show people that we're good at it.
Surfing is not about the female body. It's about what we can do, and that has nothing to do with our body or with our image, because that's just not important at all in a sport.
If men's focus is how they perform in the water, that should be the same focus for women.
C'est vrai qu'il faut quelques vagues, quelques sessions pour qu'on puisse faire notre place. Puis je ne veux pas non plus genrer trop parce que ça n'a pas de sens, mais on trouve de plus en plus notre place dans un style féminin de surf qui est pas mieux, pas du tout, mais qui est différent et qui est beau.
When I was younger, it was more competitive. There was less expression and more, I gotta be good at it and I gotta prove something. Whereas now there's a lot of expression and a lot of love in it. I never felt like I could embrace that feminine energy in the water until very late in my life. I'm still figuring out how I can be an example or an inspiration in a positive way for young women, and for not just young women, women in general and men in general, because we all need to be aware of something to be able to change it.
The surf culture in Western Europe is vibrating, and it was beautiful to witness. This road trip and this experience exceeded my expectations. It's shown me that the future of surfing will be even more diversified, more inclusive, and that women have a say as they shape the surf of tomorrow. On s'est amusé comme des gosses, vraiment. C'était cool, il y avait plein de vagues, c'était vague sur vague. Aller-retour, aller-retour, aller-retour. C'est Aqualand en fait.